eating at your own risk. Avoid these 7 fish species. Fish, renowned for its abundance of healthy omega-3 fatty acids, protein, and essential nutrients, holds the promise of promoting cardiovascular health and overall well-being. However, it is imperative to exercise caution when selecting your seafood. Not all varieties offer the same nutritional benefits, and consuming the wrong fish can potentially yield adverse effects rather than advantages. Today, we will delve into 7 varieties of fish that are best avoided, along with recommendations for optimal alternatives. Additionally, we will provide essential guidance for navigating the process of purchasing fish. Furthermore, we will shed light on a frequently featured fish on restaurant menus known for its remarkable lifespan of up to 150 years. However, we advise against its consumption due to the potential accumulation of toxins over such a prolonged period. Upon entering the bloodstream, these toxins can significantly disrupt both bodily and cognitive functions. Before we proceed further, we kindly request your support by clicking the thumbs up icon to aid in spreading awareness about heart disease prevention. Additionally, please activate the notification bell to remain informed about our latest video releases. Our goal is to ensure you receive the most up-to-date information for achieving longevity and maintaining optimal health. Let's begin with number 7, tilapia. Despite its widespread popularity in the United States, it's essential to exercise caution when considering tilapia consumption due to its unfavorable omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. However, an imbalance characterized by excessive omega-6 and insufficient omega-3 can precipitate inflammation, elevated blood pressure, and heightened susceptibility to cardiovascular ailments. Regrettably, tilapia is notably rich in omega-6 while lacking in omega-3. In fact, it boasts one of the most unfavorable omega-6 to omega-3 ratios among all fish varieties. Further exacerbating concerns, imported tilapia frequently fails to meet safety benchmarks. Notably, the US FDA has identified numerous exporters for consistently dispatching tilapia containing levels of hazardous chemicals deemed unacceptable. While some of these chemicals serve as remedies for parasite control in aquaculture, their carcinogenic properties have led to their prohibition in numerous nations. Nevertheless, certain fish farmers persist in their usage, clandestinely marketing their products. Likewise, imported tilapia may exhibit elevated levels of antibiotics. The excessive utilization of antibiotics poses a significant concern as it contributes to antibiotic resistance, a burgeoning challenge in human health. Therefore, when contemplating tilapia as a viable fish choice for health-conscious consumption, reconsider. We will subsequently explore alternative, healthier options in this video. Number 6, King Mackerel. While certain varieties of mackerel are deemed beneficial to health, it is advisable to refrain from consuming king mackerel. Elevated levels of mercury represent a primary concern associated with this species. Mercury, a toxic heavy metal, accumulates in the body and can precipitate severe health complications, including neurological impairments, renal issues, and developmental delays in children. King mackerel, in particular, is recognized for its elevated mercury content relative to other fish species. Being a predatory fish positioned at the apex of the food chain, king mackerel consumes other fish, consequently accumulating higher levels of toxins such as PCBs over time. Despite certain chemicals being banned for decades, their persistence in the environment allows them to accumulate in the fatty tissues of these fish. Hence, it is advisable to avoid consumption of king mackerel. As previously noted, our discussion pertains solely to king mackerel. It's essential to differentiate among various mackerel species. Atlantic mackerel and Atka mackerel, for instance, exhibit lower mercury levels and boast higher concentrations of inflammation-reducing omega-3 fatty acids. Consequently, Atlantic and Atka mackerel represent well-rounded, health-conscious seafood choices. Number 5, Orange Ruffy. This species, colloquially known as the slime head, boasts an astonishing lifespan of up to 150 years. Notably, orange Ruffy does not reach maturity until approximately 30 years of age. Consequently, selecting this fish entails consuming individuals that have aged significantly, accumulating toxins over the decades. As a result, orange Ruffy often harbors heightened levels of contaminants such as mercury, as previously detailed, posing potential risks to human health. While mercury represents a commonly discussed contaminant, orange Ruffy may harbor a spectrum of other toxins accumulated in the ocean over time. For instance, during a 2004 expedition, orange Ruffy specimens ranging from 1 year to 139 years old were collected. Subsequent scientific analysis revealed concentrations of not only mercury but also arsenic, cadmium, and lead within these fish. These heavy metals, often referred to as the Big Four in discussions of heavy metal poisoning, have a propensity to accumulate within fatty tissues upon ingestion. Subsequently, they instigate inflammation, impair cell function, and contribute to symptoms such as fatigue, cognitive impairment, and mood disorders, including depression. Moreover, their inflammatory effects on arterial walls serve as a significant catalyst for the development of heart disease. This depletion poses a significant challenge to biodiversity preservation and the stability of marine ecosystems. Now, shifting our focus from orange Ruffy, let's briefly discuss other fish varieties with elevated mercury content that should be avoided. Ranking at numbers 4, 3, and 2 respectively are swordfish, shark, and tilefish. These species are recognized for their prolonged lifespans and predatory behavior, contributing to heightened mercury levels within their flesh. Before the 1950s, knowledge surrounding mercury poisoning was limited until researchers began investigating elevated mortality rates within certain populations. Presently, research indicates a correlation between mercury found in fish and heightened risks of cardiovascular disease, immune system dysfunction, and endocrine disruption. Notably, fish sourced from the Mediterranean basin are recognized for containing disproportionately higher levels of mercury compared to those caught in the Atlantic Ocean. This discrepancy is attributed to the Mediterranean region's estimated possession of approximately 50% of the world's mercury reservoirs. As documented in the Journal of Environmental Research, extensive studies spanning over 2 decades have been conducted in the Mediterranean basin to investigate this phenomenon. These studies have consistently revealed elevated mercury levels in fish sourced from the Mediterranean when compared to their counterparts of the same species in the Atlantic Ocean. A comparable pattern is observed with seabirds, as eggs originating from the Mediterranean basin exhibit mercury concentrations 3 to 4 times higher than those found in the Atlantic. Interestingly, this phenomenon directly coincides with the location of the island of Sardinia, situated within one of the world's 5 blue zones. These blue zones are renowned for fostering longevity and lower disease prevalence among their inhabitants than anywhere else globally. Inhabitants of the island maintain a moderate fish consumption pattern, predominantly favoring smaller species such as sardines, anchovies, and cod. These species, positioned in the middle of the food chain and typically younger in age, boast lower mercury and toxin levels. As we will explore shortly, these characteristics serve as key indicators to consider when making informed fish selections. Number 1. Eel. Although eel may be perceived as a delicacy, particularly in sushi, it is not recommended for consumption. While it is true that raw eel and eel blood can be poisonous to humans, this risk can be mitigated through proper cooking methods. However, the principal concern associated with eel consumption lies in their propensity to accumulate toxins from their surrounding environment. An investigation published in the scientific journal Chemisphere revealed that dyes originating from clothing and textile industries infiltrate the tissue of eels, posing potential health risks upon human consumption. Researchers conducted a comprehensive examination across 91 locations within Belgian rivers, canals, and lakes. Tissue analysis unveiled contamination from highly toxic clothing dyes in 77% of the surveyed sites. In Taiwan, investigations have revealed eel populations with concerning levels of cadmium poisoning, attributed to the presence of this heavy metal originating from the electroplating industry. Cadmium poisoning is associated with osteomalacia, a condition characterized by softening and weakening of bones, as well as renal tubular malfunction, a form of kidney failure. Additional studies have identified the presence of flame retardants and plasticizers in eels intended for consumption. Furthermore, the consumption of eel is deemed unsustainable, given that numerous eel species are classified as endangered, with their populations substantially diminished due to overfishing and habitat degradation. This trend is exacerbated by the increasing global popularity of sushi and Japanese eel dishes. Several eel species, such as the European eel, benefit from protection under international conventions. Despite efforts to implement artificial eel reproduction programs, these endeavors have proven unsuccessful, contributing to the ongoing decline of eel populations. With that, we've covered the fish varieties best avoided. There exist numerous fish options renowned for their exceptional health benefits. Let's delve into healthier fish options now. Some of the most beneficial choices to include on your plate are salmon, tuna, sardines, anchovies, cod, and trout. These varieties are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties, heart disease risk reduction, and cognitive health enhancement. Additionally, they provide ample protein and essential nutrients. Importantly, with the exception of certain types of tuna, they exhibit low levels of mercury and other contaminants. While tuna offers potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B12, larger, older tuna may contain elevated mercury levels. Opting for smaller, younger tuna species, such as skipjack, can mitigate exposure to mercury. Skipjack tuna is frequently utilized in canned tuna products, making it easily accessible. Lastly, it's essential to address the distinction between wild-caught and farmed fish. Wild-caught fish thrive in their natural habitats, whereas farmed fish are bred and raised in controlled environments such as ponds or cages. It's crucial to recognize that the nutritional composition of wild-caught and farmed fish differ significantly. For instance, wild-caught salmon typically boasts higher omega-3 and lower omega-6 levels, essential for mitigating inflammation and associated health risks. Moreover, wild-caught fish generally contain fewer contaminants, pesticides, and antibiotics, which can pose health concerns upon consumption, notably contributing to the growing issue of antibiotic resistance. Therefore, whenever feasible, we advocate for purchasing wild-caught fish. Distinguishing between wild-caught and farmed fish is often discernible by visual cues. Wild-caught salmon exhibits a deeper red-orange hue compared to its farmed counterpart. Additionally, inspecting the tail can provide insights. Wild-caught fish typically feature a larger, fan tail indicative of their active swimming against currents, while farmed fish tend to have smaller tails due to their sedentary existence within enclosed pools or cages. When selecting whitefish fillets, opt for those with firm flesh and a translucent white color. As a general guideline, opt for younger fish varieties, as they have had less time to accumulate contaminants. For example, a 5-year-old salmon has had significantly fewer opportunities to accumulate toxins compared to a century-old orange Ruffy. We trust you found today's video informative. Do you have any questions or insights to share? Feel free to leave a comment. Lastly, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel to stay abreast of our latest releases. Thank you for watching, and we wish you a happy and heart-healthy day.